Welcome, YouTube. Welcome to video 3. If you've been watching my videos so far, thank you. I appreciate it. If this is your first time here, my name is Yawaye. I'm professional in the arts and business. I dabble in fashion. I dabble in media production, marketing, brand building, anything that has to do with branding, company, producing a product, solving what do you call it, business issues, operational issues, especially launch, um, things like that. I've helped develop some brands from scratch, um, and I've helped unblock some brands um, from challenges in order for them to see growth. So that's my domain. I work as a consultant. I design clothes. I make documentaries. These are the things that I really enjoy doing. These are the things that I've done business in, and these are the things that I've grown adept and mature in. And so it's what I teach, it's what I consult in, and it's what I do. So welcome to my channel. I appreciate you being here. Today we're going to talk about how does one know their team is well set up to meet their goals. Um, in the last videos, we discussed how important having a team is, and that you're not going anywhere without a team. A team is everything. If you want to build or create something that is big enough for you and your family to um, benefit from, it needs to be big enough so all of those people can eat from it. And so that's why teams are important. And at the same time, you can't be a leader without a team. But you can only be a leader of people that you're leading. And so this is for people learning team building, or someone who is troubleshooting a team issue. So here we're gonna go through about five points. The first one is clarity. Everyone should know what they're after. Everyone on the team should know what the goal is. Um, each person shouldn't have a different idea of what the goal is. They shouldn't just be showing up just to showing up. There's a goal, and the leader knows that goal, and that goal should be shared with everyone so everyone can perform accordingly. And so, short-term goals, long-term goals, the entire team should be on the same page. And the goal needs to be very specific. It needs to be measurable, right? There needs to be whoever's leading the team needs to see that this goal is being met, or it's being the team is working on it, and then this is the progress, so they can measure progress and productivity. Um, and there should always be a deadline, because at the deadline you get to review what has been done, and if there needs to be correction, usually there are. You can implement those. And so every team member needs to be able to explain their every team member can explain their role and how it connects to the goal. Everybody should know the role that they're playing inside of meeting that goal. There should be no confusion about priorities. If you want to test your team, and I suggest you do this, I've done this a few times. Pull each team member aside and ask ask them what the current goal is. What are we working on? What are we trying to get to? Depending on how the person asks no answers the question, depending on how the person answers the question, the way that they answer the question, how quick they answer the question, all those little details will tell you a lot about where this person stands in terms of the goal and in relation to everyone else. And so I advise that you pull each team member aside and you ask them, what is the goal for this quarter? What is the goal for this year or this month? And see what you come up with. If you get different answers, then you know that you have some work to do. Um, roles. The second one is roles. There should be no overlaps, no gaps. Everyone should understand their responsibilities. It should be clearly defined. No two people should be doing the same job. That's a waste of time. And someone shouldn't be over helping another. Everyone should be performing in their task. Notice I said over helping. You can, team members can work together. They should work together and help each other, but one person shouldn't be dragging down the team where the other person has to utilize their time to help this person overboard. It shouldn't be happening that way. I know it can be a blur line. It can seem like teamwork, but sometimes it's a little abusive. Um, Decision makers should be easily identified from contributors, meaning the leader should be easily identified from the contributors. Um, Again, just everybody should know their roles. Every task should be manned. There should be a list of tasks that everybody is privy to, and there should be somebody assigned to each task should be assigned to someone. And everyone should have an assignment. Team members should be communicating among themselves and understanding who's doing what and how it relates to their position, their ability to do their job well. There should be that communication between the team members. I think when team members are communicating that way, hey, what are you doing over there? I'm doing this. Okay, when I'm finished with this, I'm gonna do that. You need help with this? Okay, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna finish my thing, and I'm gonna help you. And that not only does it keep everybody on the same page, but I think it encourages everybody to do well. It keeps some kind of this a good energy, a good productive energy going. And so I think there should be that communication. It shouldn't only be the leader of the team talking. There should be communication among team leaders and how do we, what are we doing, how are we doing it, and how do we work together to keep moving forward. Um, Number three, capabilities. Skills match the mission. Um, the team, we want to make sure the team has actual hands-on experience, that they can actually do the job. And now that it looks like they can do the job, and you should have ways of checking if that person can do their job. They should be able to do some critical thinking. This is really important. Critical thinking was literally a course that I've taken in college. When I first saw it on my program, I said, what does that mean?" I wanted to learn fashion, critical thinking. That means what? But boy, I learned so much. And that phrase, critical thinking, changed my perspective from then. And you can't be a leader first of all without critical thinking, and you can't do any good work without critical thinking. You need to be able to do that. If you don't know that, or you never heard of that, look it up or send me a message. We'll discuss it. Everybody should be able to do some critical thinking, problem solving. I love a problem solver. I'm a problem solver, so I love everyone that loves solving problems. They should understand what strategy is. The team should understand what a strategy is, when one is needed, and how to follow through. Um, the leaders must know how to leverage team members. When you're put in charge of a team, you're not only put there to scream at them, to say go, 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 to just do the obvious, right? You should be strategically pairing people that would do well together better than not, better than their own. People who are a power team rather than um, um, who work well together rather than not, right? You should be looking for those people. This person works well with this person. This person has a good energy with that person. They usually get a lot done very quickly. That's how it should be. And then you also should be looking for the people who are not so up to par and putting them with someone that can help them get ahead. And you want that person to be able to also be a good student, because if that person is not a good student, then they wouldn't be learning from the person that you're pairing them with. So while people are working on assignments, you should be doing a silent back of house work. Always, you're basically working on the engine while the car is running, anticipating what can go wrong, anticipating who to put where, who not to put in certain places. So people who where there are weaknesses in the team, you want to also be able to know. You want to know how to leverage that. You know that when the deadlines coming, you want to put kind of the strong people forward, and you want to give The people that are on the weak side, you want to give them something that they can handle. In general, you want to give people what they can handle and not just assign things to. Don't just take the assignment and just say, "Hey, team, this is what we're gonna do now." You should be doing that critical thinking yourself, that thinking, that strategizing to really know to really know how you can put this your task forward and delegate them well and assign them well so that it can get done without you having to micromanage. No one wants to micromanage. No one who is who I no one with a good head on their shoulders that I know wants to micromanage. So you don't want to micromanage. Don't do that. If you're micromanaging, it's because you don't have anything else to do. Um, if you're busy, which everybody should be, you shouldn't be micromanaging. Everybody should be doing what they should be doing. What else do we have here? Put people who have leadership traits in leading positions. Very important. Um, you know, you. I imagine that you as a manager, you plan on growing. You don't plan on standing in that position forever. And I think it's part of your merit to say, this person came here, they led well, they did all these great things, and then they prep people under them to be their successor, or they somehow they when they left to ascend to their new position or their promotion, the team continued to improve, and some people got promoted. I think that's a good manager. It's not about what you've done; it's about the impact that you've made, right? So you want to be able to leverage leaders. What do you call it? Aspiring leaders. You want to be able to leverage them and put them in positions where they'll flourish, and that will help you too. The more leaders you can create, the less work you have to do. Seriously, seriously. So put people where they're strong the most, not where they have a hard time more times than not. Weak areas should be supported with trainings, with tools, with new hires. Don't be afraid to fire people. Sometimes you have to fire people. I think you have to fire more people. I think you have to fire a lot of people to get good people, right? Because we don't always get like the great things in abundance, so you have to go through a few people. You're not planning to like fire people. It's not like that, but you're when you're set on creating a good team, you're not keeping people around who are doing nothing for the team. That's what I mean. Um, we can't train on the same things too forever. We can't be training people forever. I'm all for training. When somebody starts a new job, when I start a new job, I want to go through training. I never want to stop going through training, but um, the training shouldn't be the reason why I'm there. Or yeah, I should be putting in work as well, and I do. I'm if I'm training, I'm training to get better every day, and I'm also working, doing my best every day. Anyone who's dragging the team down should be given the opportunity to do better. If not, they may need to exit or train somewhere else. Maybe you need to go. That person needs to go train for a certificate or do a certificate because before they come back to work. Um, and this is the hard truth. If the goal requires senior level execution, but the team is junior heavy, um, then yeah, you have some problems. You have some problems. Effort can't compensate um, for that gap. Effort can't compensate for that gap. So, fourth one is systems. I'm always going to talk about systems on this channel. Process beats passion. One day we'll talk about more about passion. There should be a clear workflow system. There should be a clear workflow system. How do we start the day? How do we end the day? What are the protocols for issues? What are the emergency issues when something happens? What are the communication systems? Who do we call on for what when certain things happen? And when we say something, right? I don't like having a team where when something happens, they don't tell the leader. They kind of just wait. I don't know what they wait for it to. I don't know. They just wait and they don't share it with the leaders. But there should be that communication so the leaders can do something about it. Customer management systems and etc. There are a lot more systems, but those that are named are some pretty important ones. Underperformance should be addressed and corrected immediately. It shouldn't be something that you just let pass. Some people will call me exaggerating. Some people will say that I exaggerate about details, and I exaggerate about details. I never want to stop improving, and I always want to go after the best and to do the best, even if it's impossible. I always want to chase the best. So I don't let things, I try not to let things slide when I see it's okay to let people fail and then, tell them, but I like to address these things as soon as they happen. So underperformance should be addressed. And if that person isn't up to improving, then we have to move on. Um, Meetings should produce decision results. I don't like meetings. I don't like too many meetings. I don't like to talk too much. So even creating this content stuff is I don't like talking too much. And so I like meetings. Let's strip things to the bone. Let's get straight to it, and let's do what we have to do right after. I'm not a fan of so many meetings, and then the meetings produce nothing. It happens a lot. It happens a lot, especially with new brands. Meetings, meetings, meetings. No, let's meet to outline tasks and goals and metrics and things like that, and then get straight to it. And progress should always be tracked with visible metrics. Progress should always be tracked. There's these platforms like Stitch Up or Stick Up, ClickUp, ClickUp, and Monday.com, and some other ones where you can set up your teams and watch how people are performing based on the tasks they're completing and the dates and times and things like that. And I highly suggest that for all teams. Strong teams rely on systems. There is no going with the flow. We don't go with the flow here. We're very much focused on our goal and we want to get to it as soon as possible. Psychological safety and accountability. Culture. This is about culture. There should be culture. There should be people shouldn't hate coming to work. People shouldn't be afraid to talk at work. People shouldn't be afraid to disagree with respect. Mistakes should be addressed and correctly quickly. Respect should live among the team. No one is to talk to another as if they're their superior, if especially when they're not. And superiors should set an example by communicating with their teams, setting with respect. So they should set an example so that everybody else can follow through that way. No one should be insulted or bullied or for coming up short. Either train them or fire them with respect. A team can be talented and still fail if fear and avoidance runs the culture. And last but not least, the ultimate. These are the ultimate indicator that you have a well set team. A well set team delivers consistently. They solve problems without constant escalation, and they adapt when conditions change. Adapting goes hand in hand with anticipating. Um, so important, so important. There are so many teams that don't have that, and with systems, you just can't do anything without these things. You can't. You can. And a well-set team is a team that doesn't rely entirely on the leader in order to move forward. If progress only happens when you, the CEO, the boss, the leader, the manager, when progress only happens when you're around, tapping people on the head, asking them what they're doing, are they finished with this and that third, there's a problem. There's a problem. Not everyone is like that. Not everyone is waiting for to be told what to do. There are people that take initiative, and we want those people. We want things to keep moving. You know the goal. You know what you do. You know what you need to do today, tomorrow. Uh, just do it. Just do it. And as a manager, outline that. And if people aren't following that, if you have a system in place and people are not following it, it's like having a bug in your computer. You got to get them out. You're just not gonna get what you want to get when you want to get there if you don't do something about it. And that will be all for today. Thank you so much for the people that stick with me and watch these videos all the way through. I appreciate you. Like, comment, share. Um, if there is anything that you want me to elaborate on or talk more about, feel free to reach out. And again, my name is Yao, and I appreciate you for watching this video. Thank you very much. See you next time.